Hypecon or Hypecon, I'm not actually sure which is their official pronunciation. If anyone knows, let me know. Takes place on the 6th and the 7th of June. And before we went to the venue, we had pancakes at Helsinki's Hypecafe, and we also did some shopping at Animeet and other shops. And then we headed to the con. Hypecon is in Hyvinkää. It's 15 minutes from Helsinki by train, roughly. This year the weather was very rainy. It wasn't horrible, but it rained on and off again throughout the day, and I was actually very worried because in previous years when I've been to Hypecon there have been lots of people outside enjoying the outside area, and I was worried that the inside sales area is gonna be super packed and super difficult to navigate, but actually it was fine. I have definitely seen worse at paid conventions, so I was really positively surprised. I think the layout of the sales area was really well thought out, and it was really hot in there and there were a lot of people, but you could see all the tables. Most of the tables were easy to access. Of course, sometimes there were more people at one table or another, but mostly there was enough space. The first table we visited was Talking to Myself because it was right in the corner of the sales area where you could come in, and it is one of my favorite tables at every convention. If they're there, I'm super happy. I got this beautiful shell ring with a little pearl inside, super happy with it. But there were loads of other cool vendors as well, such as this one that sold these beautiful collars and wrist cuffs and head bows. And they also had these little vests with very cool different designs. Kuraineko was also there, for instance, selling clothes. There was also this games vendor who had the Wings Club Saving Alfea game for 50 euros. I've seen this same game at so many conventions now. I don't have a Nintendo 3DS, so I left it there, but I also feel like 50 euros is a little bit too much for that game, in my opinion. So this was the sort of vendors area, as you can see, that had both large vendors and shops as well as artist alley people. It was all in the same space. This was also my first time debuting my Stella cosplay. I'm very happy with it. I was hoping to see other Wings cosplayers because I've seen other Wings cosplayers at Hypecon in previous years, but sadly there were none, which I am a little bit sad about. But I'd like to thank my friend for taking these photos of me and my mom for making this costume, which I absolutely love. I'm definitely gonna wear it at other future conventions. I wore this mesh underneath my outfit because the weather was quite cold, but actually inside the vendors area it would have been warm enough for me not to wear it. Hypecon obviously did have other areas as well, and lectures and programs. Sadly, the programs I was interested in were either so early that I didn't make it in time, or so late that I would have had to leave before the end of the program. Hypecon had over 15,000 visitors this year, which is not surprising because it is a free event, but still very impressive. In my opinion, Hypecon's program isn't the strongest one out there out of Finnish conventions, but that's really subjective and you might find a lot of stuff there that you enjoy. Then after checking out the sales area for a while, we decided to go to Hypecafe, which is Hypecon's maid cafe. And I have been there twice before, and for me that is one of the things I want to visit every time I'm at Hypecon. It is also the only maid cafe I've been to at Finnish conventions. We got these little snacks. The snacks were very tiny this year, but they were delicious. At least my pepperoni and cheese twist was very good. And then we also got these little games with stacking cats and donuts. It was very fun. Obviously you couldn't film the maids because that is just the rule in the maid cafe, but we did buy a Polaroid photo of all of us with the maid, and there was a separate table where you could decorate it as well. And then I had another look around at the sales area, met up with my friend, and just had a good time. To me, Hypecon is a very fun, chill convention because it's free. I'm not overly worried about the program. Even if there isn't a lot of stuff there for me personally to see, I will go because there are a lot of people and it's fun, and I enjoy the maid cafe and the sales area. And there were interesting things in the program as well. The timing just didn't work for me specifically. specifically. But overall, I would say that it's a very low stakes convention in terms that you don't have to invest a lot of money to go. If you're in Helsinki, it's super easy to go because Hyvinkää is pretty close. If you are near Helsinki, if you're Estonian living in Tallinn, it's also super easy. So I definitely recommend checking it out at least once and deciding from there if you want to go there in the future. It's definitely worth it for me and I had a good time. I did only go for one day, for Saturday, because if I had gone for 2 days, I would have had to pay for a hotel in Finland. But I do think that that was the correct call. I do think that this is a good convention to go to for a one-day trip. I will also show you the stuff I got. Obviously, I got this talking to myself ring that I gave you a glimpse of earlier. It's super beautiful and, you know, I love mermaid themed stuff. And it has a little pearl inside and it's sparkly and pretty. I really love it. They had different colors as well. And then I got this Wangtian keychain key holder set. I just hadn't seen that art before and I really wanted to get it for that reason. I think it looks cool, even though they don't look super much like themselves because the outfits are so different. I had a great time at Hypecon. If you have enjoyed this video, then I do make videos about other Finnish conventions as well, and I do videos about other stuff as well, such as stall content and Winx content. So if any of that interests you, then make sure to subscribe, leave this video a like, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!